The House Ways and Means Committee today holding a meeting on tax reform. This is ahead of the highly anticipated vote tomorrow on the Senate budget. My next guest is on that committee. Here now is Republican Congressman Mike Kelly from Pennsylvania. There is no show you could go to on the planet that is more invested
right.
and more interested in tax reform than After the Bell, my friend.
Yep.
Tell us, what is the latest? Give us the scoop.
Oh, I mean, listen, Melissa, this is absolutely the greatest moment in our history. When you talk about the greatest tax cuts in American history, how can you not be excited about it? People say, but it's so much work. You know what?
Who cares?
We're Americans. We're Americans. Listen, we want to compete. We're going to be able to compete with anybody globally when it comes to our corporations, and then for our working people, all those folks, they're going to get the first raise they've had in years. They're going to have more take-home pay.
The government confiscating less of their hard-earned dollars. Tell me what's new, though. You just walked out of an important meeting. Tell me what went on inside. We won't tell anyone. Give us the secrets.
I know you're not going to tell anybody, but here, let me tell you, what we're talking about is making sure that the final budget that we put, or the final piece that we put out, truly does make everybody's paycheck a little bit bigger. A lot bigger in some cases.
Everybody across the board?
Well, okay, but what I'm talking about is the biggest tax cut in American history. I said earlier, it's going to make us more competitive globally, but for individuals who pick up 90% of the tab, we're talking about middle-income people and lower-income people who have been so left behind in the whole move. They can't pay their rent anymore. They can't pay their mortgages.
Give me some specifics. Tell me
here's the specifics.
I mean, I love what you're saying, but I need details.
Well, and listen, you know what? You're going to get the details that come. Stay tuned in all this because we haven't finished up yet, and I know everybody's excited about it. I'm excited about it, but at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? We're trying to do something that absolutely makes sense and something that the American people look at and say, way to go, way to go.
Do you have enough votes?
Well, do we have enough votes on the, yeah, we're going to have enough votes. And to tell you what we really have is a leader in the White House who's going to pull that. And for the first time in 30-some years, we're going to be able to do something that every single American is going to look at and say, great job, guys, great job. We're making America great again. Let's talk about the things that are on
the bubble, the state and local income tax. Where do you stand on that and what's going to happen, that deduction?
You know what, we're debating that right now, and I know in some places that's very important. But you know what, this is a piece of legislation that's going to make some people happy, and it's going to make other people even more happy. Can we give everybody everything they want? No, we can't give everybody everything they want. Well, here's where I stand. In certain states, I have friends that say, you know what, that's a tough vote for me if that's not included. But where I'm from, at the end of the day, if this makes sense for America, it makes sense, and I'll vote for that. Yeah. So where we are right now, we'll see how it actually ends up. But I know right now there's great concern with it, and there's a lot of concern across the board from every member making sure that we can get everybody on board with it. I think we can do that.
How many brackets are you going to have?
Well, right now, you know, we have the brackets that we're at is the 12 to 25 and the 35. There's some talk about another bracket coming up. I haven't seen that in writing yet, but here's what I'm concerned about. If everybody looks at this the right way and says, this is something that makes sense, this is something that makes us great again, this is something that I have a bigger take-home pay, then I'm for it. So that's what we're.
So you would be okay with another bracket beyond that 35?
Well, here's what I'm for. Listen, I'm so tired of the war on the wealthy. That's all I hear about all the time. And no matter what we do, our friends on the other side are going to say, oh, you only took care of the wealthy. When you look at the raw numbers, come on, let's be serious about it. Everybody pays their fair share.
But you're getting bullied into punishing the wealthy. I mean, don't we want across the board tax cuts for everybody? Isn't that best for the growth of the economy?
Absolutely. Hey, Melissa, look at me. You think anybody's going to bully me? Seriously? I'm not getting bullied by anybody anytime.
I don't know. Democrats are out there bullying, saying, I mean, you said it yourself. All they like to say, this is the knee-jerk reaction. You're giving the rich guys a break.
I know.
So as a result, it sounds like Republicans are getting bullied into this extra bracket. And if you want pro-growth economics, it's lower taxes for everybody across the board, big and bold. Go for it.
I agree, and I'm all in favor of that. I don't see why anybody should not be treated fairly. So look, if you're asking me for my vote, listen, I'm not worried about that, and I'm not getting bullied by anybody. I represent everybody in my district. Some of them are very wealthy. Some of them have never seen a raise in the last 30 years. They're hurting. They're hurting. So I got to look after everybody.
Scale of 1 to 10, do we see tax reform this year, 10 being blessed certitude? Give me your number.
You are going to see the House of Representatives come forward with something that makes sense for America. And you're going to see the White House, and you're going to see the White House, well, you know, 1 to 10?
Yeah, give me a number. What are the odds on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being blessed certitude?
10. We're going after it. We're going after it because we have to go after it, Melissa. It's time.
I'm holding you to it, Congressman Kelly. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Would you buy a car from that guy? That's what he used to do, by the way. He had a real job. He sold Chevys, yeah.
I like anybody who's had a
He's
real
a good
job.
salesman.